Hola, boys and girls.
Welcome back.
So this week, we're going to caption this Late Start Wednesday. Why? Because good old Johnny boy had to use the restroom. Sorry, Ben. I had to, or else I was going to use it on myself. I know, it's 10:07.
We have our captive audience that is tuning in every week. Yes, it's
Dude, look at that sweet watch. Ben's got this 1980 Casio on his wrist.
it's a Timex.
Whatever, same thing.
This is classic stuff, man.
So
Very expensive. Almost cost me $10.
Ooh, $10 whole dollars. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Sorry for the late start. Johnny's, had a little stomach issue.
But he's here.
I'm here.
And he's ready to go.
Correct. So let's start off with some house cleaning stuff this week. Still have the new Sony retail promos going on. Previous ES promo did wrap up. So all the ES products are no longer at the promo pricing. So hopefully you guys took advantage of that promo price because it is back up. Check with your sales rep on some model numbers to see which SKUs are on sale. I know that we have the GS line all in stock. So guys, definitely check out the new GS line with their eco-friendly packaging. That brown box actually makes it look really, really nice and neat and dope. So please, give your sales rep a call and ask them about the whole lineup. It's in stock.
Yeah, and two quick things about the promo. One, the stuff that ended, and we talked about this last week too, the stuff that ended is no longer on promo to you guys, but it's also not on promo to your customers. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the Sony promos that go on are reactionary to the retail promos so that you guys aren't losing out on margin. So make sure, price those back up. The stuff that's gone off promo, don't sell it at promo price. I mean, hey, make a friend as a one-off, but get those tickets raised back up so that you're not missing out on there. And then also double check, because we have a new promo that's starting. Again, it's Sony's promo, but that's going to be starting. There's going to be some models on there that were previously on promo that are going to be on promo now. Mm-hmm. But it's a new promo. Could be different pricing. So, again, make sure you get with your sales rep on those things. Make sure you got the stuff priced properly because we don't want to go giving away any margin on there. Mm-hmm. We also want to make sure that if a new piece did go on promo, you can load up on those and start driving those things home.
So just remember, guys, you buy when it's on promo, obviously to save you some money. And then when it goes off of promo, you make more money because you bought it on promo. So buy on promo, obviously at a discounted price, heavy. And then when it's off promo, you make more money. That's kind of common sense with any rule of thumb with any business. You buy it on promo cheap, and then you sell it for more in retail pricing.
Yeah, and a lot of accounts are on that schedule. We see a big bump in business right when the promos are about to go off. So we have a lot of guys that are already on that. You missed out on the boat on the stuff that ended on October 1st, but again, new promo going, and there's different end dates on those as well. So don't miss it this time. Get with us. We'll give you all them details.
Absolutely. Alpine W650 promos. There are two different promos to choose from, so get with your sales rep on the Alpine W650s. That piece is still on fire. It's one of the better pieces out there in the market, and it does have the Alpine name. Excuse me. Alpine is doing their a webinar. It's 2 weeks away. They did send out an email blast to all, so you guys and us and all that good stuff. It's titled New Products and Selling Strategies. It's hosted by Greg Thomas, Steve Brown, and Mike Anderson. So there are 3 dates to choose from. Noontime, 10:17, 3 p.m., 10:17, or 6 p.m., 10:18. So make sure you check out your emails. They did send that out. Join the webinar so that way you can get caught up on all the new goodies that Alpine is releasing.
Yeah, and your favorite Go Fast reps will be on one of those. I know we're already getting signed up right now, but the last Alpine webinar that they had, hopefully you guys got on, especially Alpine, Direct and then SRP dealers. Hopefully you guys were on that. If you were not, one of the best webinars I think that I've seen put on by a manufacturer. Yeah. Again, I think a lot of times we think about webinars. I gotta sit in front of the computer. I could be doing something better.
Gonna read a catalog.
I want to go and see the kids, see my family. I haven't seen. I don't want to take any extra time to do this. they will make it worthwhile. So they give you 3 different options. You could do it during the day. If you get a little slow, you want to do it on lunch one day. If you get a little lull around 3 o'clock, I don't know what that's like here. So definitely Jonathan doesn't know what a 3 o'clock lull is.
I don't know what any lull is.
So maybe maybe that was not for you. Maybe the noon one is. If not, you want to do it after hours. They're going to have that one on the 18th. I think a lot of us are going to be doing that one. So if you want to get on with, again, your favorite Go Fast reps, we'll be on that one. But definitely get on there. They make it worthwhile. Unfortunately, not every webinar that happens in this industry is worth your time. A lot of times, you get on a bad one, you're like, I ain't never doing that again. I don't care who's putting it on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if that's what you're thinking in your head, you did not go to you did not attend the last Alpine webinar. You probably haven't attended any Alpine trainings because they do a wonderful job. So get registered and attend.
Ben, can I make a statement?
Please.
Slow down. You're speaking way too fast.
I'm trying to keep us under 45 minutes.
Jesus. So, Alpine webinar, register. There are going to be, tons of cool things they're going to talk about. Like Ben stated, it's not your typical reading off of a backup box and a remote car starter. This box is a starter. And this box is a starter. No, they don't do that. It's actually really informative webinar. So, make sure you join, sign up. It's coming up very quickly in 2 weeks. The promo of buy 5, get 1 free. Well, this segues to another promo that we got going on.
Who saw that promo still going on?
So this promo's been great. You buy 5 and you get 1 free. And not only do you buy 5 and get 1 free to make more money, we also have a competition going on, which was called Peddle to the Melodies, which for every SiriusXM tuner you buy, I'm holding you to it.
You're supporting you. I got you here.
For every SiriusXM tuner you buy, you got 1 entry into the eBike that we have. And that wrapped up actually on the 29th. So we'll be giving that e-bike today away. Thank you to everybody who, supported the pedaling to the melodies and bought SiriusXM tuners. Like I said, you guys are leaving money on the table if you're not selling SiriusXM. Every manufacturer that has the logo SiriusXM, on the radios, you should be attaching a SiriusXM tuner. It's more money for your pockets, and on top of that, Go Fast made it pretty good, and so did SiriusXM with this competition. So it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, we for every SiriusXM tuner you bought from August 28th to the 29th, it counted as one entry. There are hundreds of shops that entered. Thank you very much to all the shops that supported it. And we're gonna do the drawing for e-bike today on this live after we talk about our brand of the week.
Yeah, and the again, huge support from SiriusXM, and we talk about them every week because they're constantly running promos. So support those brands that support you, and SiriusXM again. We look at it probably one of the smaller opportunities. Again, we sell a lot of radios, but you can't attach a SiriusXM tuner to a headlight install or anything along those lines. It's got to be to a radio. So it is limited to where we can attach. Even though that they can't take advantage of every single category that we sell, they still support probably bigger and better than most other brands that cover tons of different categories. So please support it and say thank you to SiriusXM because they're giving away a Blaupunkt e-bike.
It's kind of funny because attachments to sales is what you want to do. You always want to ring up that ticket. You sell a remote starter, you want to sell maybe LED lights to go with it because obviously it's getting darker earlier at 7 o'clock. It's already pitch black outside, and it's going to come to a point where at 5 o'clock it's going to be pitch black outside. So as you're selling starters, attach additional accessories on there. SiriusXM tuner, because one of the biggest attachments is SiriusXM. Tell that to almost 4 billion people that have it. And there's only 8 billion people in the world. So just remember that. That's a big number that they have an attachment to. Remote starters is another big thing. Window tint. As you do window tint, attach, LED lights for headlights. Because obviously you're tinting the car, making it darker to see on the sides. Some of you are tinting front windshields really, really dark. Gets really hard to see at nighttime. So LED lights, easy upsell.
And actually, I want to correct one thing I said because I just caught myself. I said you can't attach SiriusXM to a LED sale. It's a tough one. Bet you Jonathan Mercado could do it. Again, you don't have to change the radio. I don't think they have docking stations. I'm gonna amend what I said there. You can attach Sirius to everything.
So
a little bit more difficult in some areas, but I know you guys could do it.
So here I'm going to take it even deeper. SiriusXM came out with a Bluetooth portable piece that you can attach to the vehicle. Most of the factory vehicles these days have Bluetooth streaming now capabilities on the factory radio. They've gone as far as attaching Bluetooth streaming into the tuner, so there's no wires, it's just power. Literally cigarette lighter, you run the antenna, done. Have a nice day. So it's very, very easy to attach SiriusXM to any vehicle now, whether it's factory radio that has no Bluetooth or aftermarket or factory radio that has Bluetooth streaming in it. Just remember, they have you covered. If you have an aftermarket radio, they have you covered. If you have, a crazy vehicle, that they have you covered, and they really do with the XM Commander. It's always about attachments. And as a salesperson, I've always been told since I was a tiny person starting my salesperson career at 16, telling you it was. The owner would always say, make sure you're always attaching stuff to every sale. That's why McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, wherever you go, do you want to supersize that? It costs them pennies for the value meal. It's going to cost them pennies supersizing, but they're going to make $2, $3, $4 extra. And all they did was, do you want to supersize that for $1 more, $2 more?
Yeah, talk about upping your margin percentages.
Yeah, it's called, and they make ridiculous margin. So this is your chance to get additional attachments, to your sales. If a customer comes in and talks to you about, he's got 4 blown speakers and he wants to put, 4 new speakers, always stop top down. But as you're starting top down, also talk about amplifiers, amplifying those interior speakers to sound even better and louder. So it's always about attaching products and attaching, everything to a sale, because believe it or not, you're not going to live off of just that one starter you sell. You're not going to live off of that one LED light you just installed. You probably made $100 off of that sale. That probably paid for your 1 hour of light that you have in your building going on, because it's expensive to run a shop. I know, because I ran a pretty big shop and can tell you our expenses were super out of this world. So what my point is, always talk about attachments, accessories, crimp caps, charge installation. When you do an install, like let's say you're doing an amp install, charge a $5 service fee or whatever the case is for the little products and accessories you're going to use to install stuff. Crimp caps, tape, butt connectors, etc. That is all in a product that you need to be attaching and charging your customers for in the sale, because guess what? Those ain't free.
Yeah, and big box retailers do it. Everybody's doing it. The big shops down the street are doing it. So if you're not, please make sure you're doing it. And the last thing with SiriusXM, because I said that it was so hard to attach, and I know you guys could do it, I don't have anything to give away. Maybe we'll try to tie something in, but throw some comments, throw something in here. Let us know. I want to know the craziest sale that you attach a SiriusXM to. Like you sold, you changed somebody's back LED light and somehow you attached a SiriusXM. You attached something on there. So I know there's going to be some crazy stories, even if it's not SiriusXM. Some of the craziest things you guys have attached to that didn't make sense. Show how good you guys are, how good the shops are, how good your salespeople are. I want to see what kind of stories we got out there.
Well, I got one crazy one. Ron Dom, I'm not going to keep it shop, but everybody knows Ron Dom. He built this little portable wood speaker out of like some Diamond Audio speakers and a Bluetooth amplifier from Memphis. And he attached a SiriusXM tuner internally into that little portable battery-powered. So that was pretty cool. I have some pictures on my Facebook page. He did a really good job with that thing. It was all custom fab from the panels to the box to the speakers to everything. So check it out on my Facebook page. I do have pictures of that. Very impressive work he did. And that's one crazy thing that I think I've seen a SiriusXM tuner attached to.
Yeah, let's see what else we got out there. I know we got some good stuff out there.
So guys, and now we're gonna run to our brand of the week. So this week's brand of the week is Fortin. If you're not familiar with Fortin, shame on you. I've been using Fortin since mid 2000s, I want to say. Fortin has been around for a very, very, very long time. All they do is remote starter bypasses and remote starters all in one, but they are the kings of the T-harness. They have pretty much a T-harness for almost everything now. They're, I think, up to Toyota 18, if I'm not mistaken, which is 18 generations of different Toyota T-harnesses from older to newer. They've got GMs, they've got Subarus, Hondas, Kias, they've got Hondas, Toyotas, Nissans,
and some Euro vehicles
Yeah.
as well. Your Volkswagens and Audis, probably one of the most
Popular.
most popular, but also most cost-effective solutions for those vehicles on the market.
Yeah, they also, so just to touch base with their Volkswagen Audi kits, they make an Evo All or Evo 1 that comes all together like this, like the Evo CHR, this one that you see here, comes together. Real unique with one of those, with that kit, is that it comes with this TBVW. This TBVW is what's learning the coding off of the key, so you do not lose a key. So check out Fortin. They have a lot of unique stuff like this test one also. So if everything's installed in the vehicle hardwired and you want to test if you're getting brake, tack, hood, just plug this into the oh my god, the D2D connector, and when you open up the hood, it'll literally light up hood. Tack, it'll show you when the tack is pulsating, brand brake up, etc. So it's a little tool that you can buy that can test everything before you wrap up the car and be like, hey, this is all working.
Yeah, believe it or not, boys and girls, there was a time when not everything was done through data. That you actually had to tag some wires. You get some vehicles out there that you have to go in and manually find different things. And if you grab the wrong wire, again, you needed that white with blue. You're going into the kick. You're like, well, there's 500 of them in here. I think I got it. You grabbed it. Thing don't work. Man, this test one would have saved so much time if I had one of those back when I was doing this, which is a while ago. But again, cool little thing that I don't think almost anybody knows about.
Something so simple could have caused
The amount of time
taken away,
headaches,
all that good stuff.
how many phones it could have saved Jonathan. He smashed them on the ground.
Oh, yeah, that was-
hundreds of phones it could have saved.
I'm on phone number 7, so this will be smashed in the next few weeks. Don't worry. But they also make some very unique stuff. They make a very small 30 amp relay that has this notch. You can attach several relays together as a bank, and it comes with the harness in the bottom. This relay is really, really tiny. When I tell you it's super tiny, this is a lot of dealers are using this relay because of its size, where you can fit it in multiple locations. The length of wire that it comes with. So it's one of the coolest mini relays that we've seen out there. They also have a pretty unique antenna. So their antenna has the LED, and it's a pretty cool looking antenna if you see this right now. The LED is actually mounted at the tip of the antenna. So if you're doing a remote starter and you want to just check out the window to see if it's confirmed the commands, you can see it blinking. And if you use an Evo 1 with let's say their shock sensor and their siren, you can convert that over to alarm starter, and this antenna will actually function as the LED for the alarm portion of it. So it's really cool looking antenna, really sharp looking remotes. The one button can do your lock, unlock, and remote start. Your 4 button is just a really cool looking 4 button. All remotes that they make are 3,000 foot range or better. So the one button's 3,000 foot range. You can get the longer range 3,000 foot range one out of these packages. That is a mile range,
Yeah,
and
the
it's
LoRa technology.
And it's LoRa technology, so it's instant. So if you press the button, it's instantly sending the command. It uses the same technology, and I kind of spoke of this before, but the same technology that RC planes and RC cars use, where it needs to have that instant turn or that instant action when you tell it to do, or else you're going to hit something and destroy it. So they put their technology in their remotes, so that's a pretty cool feature. So you'll see how quickly it is on and off. Their Evo 1, the cool thing also about Evo 1s is it's got this little loop. So not only can it do alarm remote starter, if you cut the little loop, it'll do manual transmission too. So they have you covered with one module. So that's one of the most popular ones, the Evo 1. The Evo All is another very, very popular, tiny all-in-one. module. This does hundreds of thousands of cars out there. This little module will do the remote start functions. They make T-harness base, which Ben didn't take any T-harnesses out, but I'm going to take one out of this. So this is a kit that comes together as an all-in-one with an Evil All and the T-harness. This is a Chrysler T-harness. A lot of you guys would recognize these plugs because you've done them. It's as easy as literally plugging it in, probably connecting 1 or 2 wires, and you're good to go. These are Fortin was, and I can say that wholeheartedly, Fortin was the developer of the T-harness, installations. I can tell you why I know about this, because back in the day when there was a gentleman called Jim Spears back in the Keys in Florida having a drink, JV and a couple other guys were talking about some modules and stuff like that, and they were talking about, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you guys made a T-harness, for Chrysler vehicles, because back in the day that was the popular vehicle to use the T-harness on, and just add to remotes and you're done. And come to life, a few weeks later, guess what came to life? The Evo CHR. Back then it was the Evo CHR 1 and the Evo CHR 2. So the Evo CHR 1 was for push starts, Evo CHR 2 was for regular key. And they came to life with that, and then it started a whole world of different T-harnesses with their business. So a couple of things, I'm going to go down from right to left. Couple tools you need that are very important to have. You can't, if you need to change any firmware, because there are some situations, these all come preloaded with firmware in them for your basic vehicles that you need to use it on, but certain vehicles need to update the firmware on the Evo All or Evo 1. So you either need a FlashLink 4, which is your computer-based unit. You plug it into USB, obviously 4-pin connector. You plug it into the brain of the starter, and you got yourself to flash it. And it's all select the vehicle, year, make, model, key features you want. If you want to add a car link to it, you can. If you want to add remotes to it, you can. So yeah, it's you need that, or you can do it with the OBD2 connector. Now this piece is cool because this also checks all the status, just like the Test 1 did. But this checks all the status, also checks check engine lights. You can flash it onto the vehicle without having to plugged into the computer, all using your internet off your cell phone. So these are 2 tools that are required. You don't necessarily need to have the OBD2 connector, but you do need to have at least a FlashLink 4. Like I was stating earlier, they make a bunch of T-harnesses. This is the Toyota 5 T-harnesses. Like I said, they make it all the way up to 16, 17, 18, etc. So these are cool kits. They come all in one. So it's T-harness, Evo 1, because Toyota still use high current harnesses. So this is the Evo 1 is low current, high current. When you use the Evo 1 as a standalone, like I said, it does come with high current and your low current connections on the unit. So if you don't want to use a T-harness, you could always hardwire this, and then down the road add their Fort remote kits or add a car link to it, and it'll work flawlessly. Manual transmission safe, alarm starter safe. Now the Evo All.
Yeah, and actually, I want to say one thing real quick. And just while you're holding these, I thought about it when I was taking out the package, but look how small these units are too. So this is going to be, and again, we're just holding up the units. We're hoping you're familiar with these things, but this would be similar to what other manufacturers have. It's a dual CAN unit. Mm-hmm. It's an alarm remote starter. So this is your alarm, your bypass, your starter, everything. Mm-hmm. Look at the footprint on this thing. This is smaller than most of the analog brains you're going to see from other manufacturers, and this is their full digital piece. And there's their bypass. I mean, very, very small. Like Jonathan was saying, with all the remote starters, all the T-harnesses that are out there, imagine how easy it would be to hide this thing. If you're an old school installer where you were doing relay packs and all that other kind of stuff, and I mean, sometimes the hardest thing was fitting everything up onto the dash and doing a clean install. How easy is it going to be with this kind of product?
So, just to give you a heads up, like I stated, they are a bypass company. They do starters in their bypasses, but that doesn't mean that they don't look out for the other remote starter brands. So a lot of you guys, especially the Spanish communities, know very, very well the module I'm holding up. It's a key override all. They make a PK all, PKLX. So these are really, really cool. So these are already preloaded with tens of thousands of vehicle information into this bypass module. You use, let's say, if you're using a CompuStar, if you're using a DEI Prestige or a Python or a Clifford or a Avatel, these have the data-to-data connectors, because you do need a starter with these in order to use it as a bypass. So the cool thing is, preloaded, if you need to flash it with updated firmware, you can, but majority of the time, 90% of the time, you're just taking this module out, you're wiring the bypasses, you're doing your plug-in, click once, plug it into D2D, you're done. Programming it, and that's it. It's easy. It comes with little nice side straps, so you can strap it to the brain or strap it to, a harness or a panel, wherever you need to strap it to. So they do make these that don't require computer updating.
And I love that you brought up one thing there, because I think sometimes when we highlight remote starter brands, everybody's got their brand that's their flagship in their store. And I think what ends up happening is when somebody starts talking about another brand, it's like a little switch in your brain goes off. Boom, like your ears stop, your eyes stop, and all of a sudden you don't want to hear it, because what you've got is obviously the best. Well, of course, you're carrying it. Why wouldn't it be the best if you're carrying it? But it's very, very important to make sure that you're keeping your options open. Again, you can still have consistency by giving out the remotes that you want to give, by using, again, some of the brands that Jonathan was talking about, and still utilize Fortin in some cases. Again, having those options where you don't have to flash it, that's not something that you get with all brands anymore. And in these days, things getting a little tougher, a little tighter, economy, who the heck knows what's going on? You hear all this stuff that's going on. Saving $1 here, $1 there, or on the solution can make the difference between you quoting out the right price for your customer versus the guy down the street. There's going to be a butt for every seat, a solution for every vehicle, and if you got to get aggressive in some cases, you're going to have that ability. But if you're just stuck in your lane and you're like, nope, I'm only going to do this, I'm only going to think about this, you're going to miss out on these opportunities. So hopefully, even if this isn't your premier brand, which it is for a lot of guys, by the way, I don't think a lot of shops realize this. There's tons of shops that have been doing Fortin and Fortin only for years and years.
Decades.
T-harnesses for way longer than you guys have been with the other brands, because this has just been something. No, there's never been any pushback with Fortin T-harnesses. There was pushback with other brand T-harnesses. Never been pushback with Fortin T-harnesses. But even if you're doing something else, there's going to be situations in which Fortin is going to be a tool you want in your tool belt. So make sure you explore those things, pay attention, and when Jonathan's giving you these little tips and things here on, listen to him. It could save you tons of time. It could save your customers money. It can make you more profitable. That's win-win-win.
And FYI, when you talk apples to apples, Fortin is more profitable than any other T-harness-based solution out there in the industry. I challenge you to try to prove me wrong. They really are the most affordable T-harness base. So the guys that are doing the $299 remote starters, $350 starters, and want to make it as easy as possible with T-harness as possible, I challenge you to look at Fortin. I really, really do, because they have so many things that are available to you guys. The guys that have used Fortin, they stick with Fortin because their tech support. If you ever called the Canadian, obviously Fortin is a Canadian company. You ever called our Canadian counterparts up north and needed tech support, I guarantee you're going to be blown away with the way that their tech support is. I've sat on the phone with one of their tech guys for 30 minutes trying to figure out something that my dummy didn't realize I was doing wrong, and it happens to everybody. There is no installer that's watching this video right now can say they've never had an issue with any product. Everything's been perfect.
Never had to call tech support.
Never had to call tech support. I call BS on that.
I hear the calls. They call John. You guys call Jonathan for tech support.
Yeah, I'm tech support too. There's your tech support. I've never called tech support. Yeah, because you're calling me for tech support. But their tech support is second to none. It really is. They will stick on there until it works. They will figure it out. They will go through the wires with you, and this is all done through the phone.
Very technical, but they're from Canada, so they're also so
very
nice.
They're very friendly.
They're so nice to you when you call them too. They love hearing from you.
Some of you may get attitudes and stuff like that. And they'll talk to you and just change your mood very quickly. It's like they're so nice. So yeah, I dare you to call their tech support and ask them questions. They are coming out with a telematics piece very, very soon. So, more details to follow on that. It'll be pretty cool because they're trying to figure out the ins and outs of how the service is going to be.
Yeah, and I'm going to steal the spotlight for you just for 1 second, because this is another thing I think Fortin has done very, very well, especially over the past few years. So again, if you guys have heard about Fortin, but maybe it's been 5 or 6 years since you really took a look at the line, they've always done things like RF kits. They've had remotes in there, but they didn't always have a lot of options. And then I'll go ahead and say there wasn't really anything that was too special about them before. I mean, they were great units, but nothing that really, stood out from the crowd. But we took a look at some of these before, but look at the size of these remotes. I mean, beautiful, beautiful construction. You'd have to hold them to really feel, but they feel very, very sturdy in your hand. They also, when you buy a two-way system, give you two-way remotes. Yeah. So another huge benefit that you're going to get out of Fortin. So that's something that, again, a lot of people stayed away because they're like, well, I want to use this remote. I want to use this. I kind of like these ones, and I'm not really a big fan, so I'm going to stay away. They changed all that up. Now we got telematics units coming out with the Evo Start. So they have a GPS tracking unit. They have telematics where you can do the locking, unlocking, all that kind of stuff. So they are now caught up in potentially, depending on what you guys think, passing out some of the other guys that are putting out remote starters out there now. So another thing to take a look at, again, I'm sure most people have heard Fortin, but I know, and I'm going to say it like I always do, criminally underutilized in the industry. So many more shops out there should be Fortin supporters. They just haven't looked into it yet. Not like you have to force yourself. You just haven't taken a look at it yet. But a lot of changes to make it even nicer for your customers.
Correct. And like Ben was saying, I was playing around with the remotes just to show the demo off. So pretty much there are two ways that come into the kits all in one that are two-way based. And as you heard the confirmation of it not accepting, a vehicle, it literally buzzed on it.
It's not installed.
Yeah, so as you saw, the light was going blue sending the signal and immediately came back saying, I don't find the vehicle. So it buzzed and told you that it was not communicating with the vehicle. So that's the cool thing about Fortin. They think about ahead of the game. They come with all these all-in-one boxes, which are cool. So this is the Evo 1 with that LoRa Technology 4 button that I was just playing with. They make also basic kits, which are the Evo All or Evo 1 with basic remotes. That's all in one, so you can just stock one SKU or stock two SKUs, and you got it all for your season at a very aggressive price. Like I stated, the beautiful thing about Fortin is I can literally pick up this box, go to, let's say, my 2016 Dodge Challenger, and I need my flasher. Flash it, pull the unit out, install it, and it's done. You have everything you need. They also, like I said, they also have T-harnesses for these. So it makes it even much easier of an install. Plug. I think on the Challenger, I connected 3 wires, two behind the glove box and 1 behind the steering column. 3 wires, done. And that's the simplicity of the T-harness base with Fortin, because they do the research. They do use quality OEM products. They use quality OEM harnesses. So it's not going to fail. And on top of that, every single module before it leaves their facility, it is QC tested to make sure it works. So there is no, not even a chance that you're going to take this Evo 1 and out of the box and it's not going to work. It legit is QC tested to make sure it works. So that's my spiel on Fortin. Fortin is one of the leaders in the industry.
I do want to say one more thing too, and this is going to be, I think some guys are already doing this, but if you're slower during the winter time, which hopefully you're not, I think everybody's be filling their books. I don't want to start panic or anything like that.
Nope, I hope it's snowy.
But
cold.
Fortin, a huge opportunity to target expediters as well. Again, all in one. This is going to have everything that you need to do a 3x lock install. You give your guy a FlashLink mobile. You give him an Evo CHRT5. You send him to the dealership. That's it. You're collecting money. So again, a very nice opportunity to expand business, to get into something a little bit different, but great awesome, very inexpensive for 3 times lock. If you need to go that route, and again, we talked about the remotes and all the add-ons you could do
And just
afterwards.
the quality, it's like I've got a lot of guys that are doing expediting for dealerships, and they know they can rely on Fortin not breaking down on them. Once it's installed and it runs, it's going to run for the life of the car. I have yet to see anybody come back and say, oh, this module died after a week of install for it. No, 'cause like I said, it's all QC tested. They're using the best quality they could, you know what I mean, in their products. They're not cheapening down. So definitely take a look at Fortin. If you're not doing Fortin, it will get you some there is a learning curve with Fortin. I'm going to be straight up front with that, because if you're used to doing directed, CompuStar, Prestige, etc., before you jumped on that line, there was always a learning curve with everything. With Fortin, there's going to be a learning curve because you're used to doing the 2 units together, you know, remote starter, bypass, making them dance happy, you know, tap the hat, work, etc. With Fortin, it legit is pull the module out of the box, you wire it in if you're not using a T-harness, you flash it, you follow the guide, the picture guides. It literally has colored pictures of each wire where you need to go on their site. And then at the bottom, it's going to tell you, you know, how to program it. It is a procedure of programming the modules. The reason being is Fortin does a lot of vehicles already pre-packaged in the brands. So every vehicle needs to be treated completely different. So there's different procedures that you will have to do. But once you get over the hurdle of trying to program, just my advice to anybody that's starting with Fortin, follow the guide to the T. Literally, step 1, it's going to say step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this until you get to step whatever. And once you follow the guide, you're going to be impressed on how well it works.
Yeah, and you guys are smart out there. You guys know the deal. It's just like anything with any other brand. If you're switching from A to B, there's always going to be, like Jonathan said, a little bit of a learning curve on there. Definitely something that you guys will have no problem with if you want to get into it in the season. But why wait until you are extremely busy, till you already got the whole schedule book filled, till all your guys are already at max capacity to try to bring in a new solution or a better solution or something different? Take advantage now. Again, weather is beautiful this week, but I know you guys are getting calls for starters already, so that's going to be trickling in. This is a perfect opportunity, one, to take advantage of a sale. They're our vendors, you know, they're our vendor of the week. You know, we're going to have this stuff on special. So a great opportunity to take advantage of it on special, but also to find those vehicles, again, those ones that you know that come in that are either problems or that you have to get aggressive with on the price. Again, you guys know your business better than anybody does. A perfect opportunity now to go ahead and get some of that stuff in, try it out and get over that hump, get over that learning curve now, so that when the time comes, you could just go and jump right in. Again, I don't want to put any bad juju out there, but things happen throughout the year as well. Websites go down. You don't have the ability to flash units. Product outages can happen. There's so many things that could throw a huge monkey wrench into your business that you weren't expecting, that you had no control over. So getting out in front of it, being diversified, knowing that, hey, I got a backup plan if you know, my worst case scenario happens. This is the time to do it. So even if it's not Fortin, again, I think Fortin is a perfect fit for you. I think Fortin should be the one that you go to as the backup. But even if it's not, start thinking about those things now, because that stuff can happen at any time.
It happens.
And that's when you're going to be calling us up saying, Ben, Jonathan, I got to have something right now. Okay, send this out to me. And then you're on the phone with us the next day. What the heck do I do to put this in? Here's my installer, slamming the phone into his hand and saying, help him put this thing in.
You know how many phone calls we field about, hey, the website's down, what the hell's going on? And I'm going to go, damn, server, how come you're not working? How come I'm not in Canada or California or wherever they're at with their servers? We're not the people to call for that the server is down. We're the people that are going to try to find you a solution. For example, the one server's down, guess what I'm going to point you to? This server's not down. Try this out. And most of you that do listen and do try it, guess what? You stay with it because it's good stuff. It really is. It's really, really good stuff. So I don't want to hear no phone calls. The server's down. Can you fix it? Till you tell, you know, the XYZ manufacturer about their server being down. Oh, what's that going to do? I could call them until I'm blue in the face. It ain't going to matter. They're down. They're down for a reason. They're probably down because, you know, it's computers. Everything's computerized, and computers get tired. If people don't realize that, computers get tired. Once in a while, you got to restart it. So you restart the computer, you're good. But the whole point of that topic is that we always have another solution, so you're not stuck in the bay with 10 cars that you got to do starters with and no solution. So we always have something for you. Get a hold of your sales rep, and let's have a discussion about Fortin products.
Yeah, and we got something cool for one shop out there that we're going to give away. Transitioning back over to our Peddle to the Melodies contest, be giving away a Blaupunkt e-bike, and no better time than right now.
Correct. So we're gonna. What we got today? Oh, we got the Peddle to the Metal. Oh, we got a nice graphic. Look at all those shops in there. We're gonna spin that wheel and see who wins the bike.
So just another reason to support GoFast, another reason to support Blaupunkt
we
and
do
SiriusXM.
Exactly. We do all these types of challenges, and we think outside the box.
And man, oh man,
dude, his luck. I swear to God, his luck continues. So not only did this man win a big prize at our show, now he's winning the e-bike.
Money at the casino.
Money. I mean, ridiculous
Somebody
amounts
got to
of
rub
money.
this dude's belly, rub his head. Like
I got to have him buy me a lottery ticket.
Mike, you're coming with me everywhere I go from now on.
So
I don't care how much it costs. You're coming with me, buddy.
Congratulations, Mike and Chrissy from Cartel Mobile. Thank you for supporting the SiriusXM Melodies to I keep forgetting the Peddle to the Melodies. Thank you to all the dealers that supported the event and also the program. We are doing tons and tons of giveaways like this. So make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook Lives, to our social media, GoFast dealer page or GoFast Solutions on Facebook. Email blast, text messages. We tend to put communication out there like nobody else does. So make sure you're paying attention to it because we do a lot of these giveaways. We really, really do. And, the vendors who support us, thank you very much. This was sponsored by SiriusXM. Thank you guys. It was awesome that you sponsored this. It got a lot of people really hot and heavy trying to get into this competition.
You guys saw that.
The wheel was full.
It was full. About as full as it'll get.
So guys, thank you. Thank you to Fortin for being a platinum sponsor at our Winter Summit this year.
And the
summer.
Both
Expo.
shows.
So thank you very much. Even if summertime's not their business, they still were a platinum sponsor.
Support you guys. Support us, which supports you guys.
So remember that saying, support those that support you. This is one perfect example of a vendor that supports us, and we support them to the fullest. The same with SiriusXM. They support us to the fullest. They came to our guys and said, hey, we should maybe do a raffle with this e-bike. How can we intermingle it with each other? Boom, we came up with this Peddle to the Melodies. We've done a bunch of other raffles that vendors have sent us out some goods, and we've raffled it off on this, this Facebook Live. So guys, sorry to be long-winded today. Thank you for tuning in.
That's not out of the ordinary.
It's just a lot of information. We try to give them as much information as possible.
We try,
We try to, like a line like Fortin has a lot of different things that we want to discuss about. There's a lot of, I could go from the first T-harness all the way up to the last T-harness they did, and it would probably make it like a 6-hour show because there is a lot to talk about.
There's a lot of passion around it.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys went to Mobile Expo 2023, you probably passed by all the booths. Hopefully you talked to Fortin at the Winter Summit. Hopefully you went to the training, and hopefully you checked him out. If you want a little refresher, though, we're going to leave you like we always do. Bob Hernandez did an interview with Fortin at Mobile Expo 2023. Check that video out. We're going to go sell some Fortin, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll be back here next week, too.
Later, guys.
I'm good. Mobile Expo 2023, Bob Hernandez in the Fortin booth with none other than JP Raymond. That's my French. JP.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're learning. You're learning.
I'm getting better. JP, thank you for being here.
Our pleasure.
I'm itching because I know you've got something really exciting to share with our dealers. They've got to get on board. Tell us a little bit about it.
everybody this morning that was at training really enjoyed knowing that we're going to be shipping a phone app LTE in June. I mean, the phone app will come with 3 years preloaded. It'll cover, of course, the basic operations plus GPS tracking. Of course, it'll have speed limit, it will have geo-fencing, everything you'd expect from a phone app, and it'll be priced very competitively, so to speak. Now, a couple of things, if I may, on my phone. I don't know how well the camera will do with this, but we'll give it a shot if that works for you. The three bullet points really about the app is, number one, every action that you want to take place needs to be confirmed. So you can't pocket dial your vehicle. So we'll cancel this operation. Start. Basically, the one thing is you can control the duration of your start from 8 to 30 minutes with every start, regardless of what the module was programmed at. Now, the other nice feature about this is basically the way we do tracking. Now, tracking is 60 days of backtrack, if you want to go that far back, but also time the trip started, time the trip ended, you'll get your average speed and you'll get your max speed from the trip. But watch this, it's actually step by step the way the vehicle travels on the road. It'll give you what time of day it was, it'll give you the number of miles driven since you started, and it'll give you speed at which the vehicle is traveling. So again, people are very excited about this. We've launched this in Canada back in the mid-November, and we've had nothing but praises.
So you're able to see all of that. It's like Big Mon Frere. He knows where you're going. So
Yes.
that is awesome. JP, every year, you guys are like if you're like family. You guys are partners. We do a ton of business together. You bring a lot of value to us. Wanted to give you an appreciation award for MX 2023. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure working with you guys. I mean, I think great partnership is when people understand each other, and I think the understanding between our two companies as well as individuals has always been great. Thank you so much.
Good, because I really don't understand any of your English.